How are the Pies looking for you guys? Seeing as
Horrific. Next week, every chance they go 0-4, and that's kaput just about for especially top four.
Yeah.
Top four,
Top four,
especially.
yeah.
But
It is hard. It's hard to get a read because Giants and Swans are flying.
exactly, like I say, there's two ways to look at it. You can say their disposal was horrific. How many times they kick the ball back or handball straight to the opposition?
Yeah.
Like
That's
Logan
pressure.
McDonald kicked 4 goals in the goal square on his own.
Yeah.
But you can look at it like, look at Collingwood and Brisbane. They've been smashed in the second halves in both of their games, and they had about a 6-week pre-season. So you could say, is it fair that Collingwood and Brisbane both played in opening round where they play against sides who have had a lot more time to freshen up, and maybe they just don't have their legs yet. Like every other side has had a lot longer pre-season than them. They haven't, and then you can go with everyone. 9 out of 10 people expect GWS to be in a grand final or in a prelim. So, is there any shame to losing to GWS up there? I think they're going to win most of their games up there. Sydney, I wasn't as high on them as I probably am now, but you look at the way they're going, you could argue that they're going to be right there when the whips are cracking. So,
I don't know who said it during the week, but someone said they're getting back. Collingwood are going back to basics. And it's like, don't press the emergency button just yet.
No.
It's
season's on the line.
It's pretty hard to get.
Well, top four. Top
four's the issue, isn't it?
Yeah, if they lose, Geelong lost their first three last year after a premiership. So, then they won 5 in a row and got back, but they still didn't make finals because the margin for error is very, very slim if you go 0-3, 0-4. Then you basically can only lose 2 or 3 the rest of the year.
Yeah,
especially if you want to play top 4. So,
I guess to your point, like why do teams that get the premiership hangover, which everyone calls it, but do you think it's just because lack of preparation?
Yeah, they obviously get short, and like hunter mentality. Like people spend all off season, why Collingwood the best? How do we stop them?
Yeah,
and playing at Collingwood, everyone wants to play well against Collingwood because most eyes, you're getting 80,000 good time slots. And is there a bit of complacency? I find it hard to believe. But if you listen to all the garbage that comes out of footy clubs, especially Collingwood's this pre-season, all round PBs, made the best pre-season they had to know was short. Like there was no talk about back to back. There's mantra was back to work. So you're hearing all the right things, but how many times
was it? Back to work.
Back to work, not back to back. I think Pendles maybe? Pendles will fly, I think.
It's not a bad one.
Yeah.
That.
Well, that hasn't fucking worked, does it?
No, well. Throw that one out the window.
Exactly.
I should have talked about back to back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, put the pressure on. Yeah.
I did hear a whisper, though, that I heard from someone internally inside the club, not a player, but a staff member who knows them very well, that they're about 4 weeks behind.
All right.
Everyone. So, but in saying that, you go 0-6, don't give a fuck how far by. And, you can't win. You got to win 17 in a row then. So
you're still the best side in the competition technically
and
from
even
the year before.
A few weeks ago, that's why I thought Swans would win last week against Collingwood because Giants beat Collingwood the week before, and Swans and Giants played a pracky match 3 weeks earlier, and they were humming, and they won by 30 points to Swans. Okay, and the boys were saying, they've been doing match practice for 4 or 5 weeks. So they're like. Collingwood are 4 behind.
Yeah,
Swans are probably 4 in front. It's a long way.
So, and I could do some mental gymnastics and gymnastic in any way I want. But Collingwood the last.
When are we doing gymnastics?
I could do some mental gymnastics. Yeah. So Collingwood was slowed up the back half of the year, right? Because they were miles in front. They lost 3 out of the last 4, 2 out of the last 3. And everyone thought the wheels were off, and I was like, no, they're not. They just don't have a reason
to win,
to use their energy or to play well. They're scared of getting hurt. I was correct, and they won the flag. Maybe they're doing doing the reverse this year, starting slow and going to just storm into the finals and win it like that. So,
well, Swans did that last year. Swans started really slow, and then they were outside the finals and gradually made their way. They just snuck in and then they probably fell.
Beat them in the final.
Yeah.
Well, there's panic stations, guys. We got beat last night by the Saints. So we go to Brisbane 0-3. So mate, top 4's probably out of the question.